pair to send them off in the first on City of Belmont WA Oaks Day. Bo Banovic Edwards brings up. Sacks on, sacks off. Red lights are on. Set, racing. Major Mambo, first of them to get going with Maracino out well. Sacks on, sacks off. Is just being able to find his feet early on. He's going to amble up towards Major Mambo shortly after the start. Bella's Idol behind those, then Unreliable. And Kiriul was forced to go back on Freeze him off, dropping to the tail end of the field. Out of the straight, it's been a bit muddling in the early stages with 1800 to go. Major Mambo pulling hard in front. Sacks on, sacks off. Going up now, looking for the lead as they work along the Matheson Road side of the course. Maracino for the moment has the run of the race on the outside of Bella's Idol, and then 2 lengths Unreliable outside of the mare Freeze him off. Sacks on, sacks off eventually worked his way to the lead, and so the lightly weighted Sacks on, sacks off goes over by the 1400, which takes them to the turn into the back straight by a length and a half. Major Mambo is second, and now without cover is the favourite Maracino. Over on the inside next is Bella's Idol, getting an economical run. A length Unreliable, about 4.5 from the pacemaker, who steadied them up now and took a bit of a breather, and back last of all the reigning Geraldton Cup winner of 2020 Freeze them off. So down the river side of the course they come, and the leader is still Sacks on, sacks off. 3/4 now only the margin. Major Mambo edging its way clear when it came off the fence. Again Maracino gets that nice bit of cover. Back on the inside is Bella's Idol travelling fourth. The length away is Unreliable as the tempo goes up another cog, and Freeze them off still whips them in. So by the 700 as they work off the riverside, Sacks on, sacks off, making the most of his lightweight, led by half a length Major Mambo. Pike is starting to stoke the favourite up, Maracino, followed by Bella's Idol being urged along on the inside. Sacks on, sacks off, giving ground though. Drop back underneath the neck of Bella's Idol, who was extricated off the fence very quickly. Around the outside is Unreliable, setting after them, and so is Freeze them off at the top of the straight. Maracino headed Major Mambo, and over on the outside Unreliable still running on. Maracino, Pike going to work. He draws the Persuader past the 150. Unreliable trying to run it down, but it's Maracino still in front. Unreliable is valiant on the outside. He keeps coming, but it's Maracino in front still, and Pike will it home. Just got there Maracino from Unreliable. 4 lengths away, Bella's Idol third in from Major Mambo. Freeze him off was next, and relegated to last, Sacks on, sacks off. 4, 6 and 1 placings here after the running of the opening event for the day. Maracino, William Pike there urging and lifting and cajoling the 4-year-old to the post at the $1.90 there, with Unreliable trying bravely to stay with it. Maracino though just had that break on Unreliable, certainly enough at the finish, and enjoyed a perfect run throughout. At one stage he just got left without any real cover, but that was again obliged by Major Mambo when it came off the fence after getting headed by Sacks on, sacks off. 2:17.44 steadily run. 36.91 is the sectional, a half a length by 4 1/4. They finished a day in front of the remainder. Maracino by Machino from Come Sit Beside Me for Trish Roberts, M and P Lucy, trained by Lou Luciani, and William Pike immediately into the winners list here on Oaks Day. Unreliable second by Reliable Man from Yana's Choice, Julie Clements, Christy Bennett. Bella's Idol third by Vital Equine from Bella Contessa, Lactar Romilly for trainer Summer Dixon. So the favourite at $1.90, Maracino, getting Pike followers off to a fly. Race 2. Next event, 1200, Tab Touch West Speed Platinum Handicap, 7 to run. There are no changes as we head down to the enclosure for the first time in the winner's circle this afternoon. Britt Taylor, and she's now about to catch up with Louis Luciani, who's down there with the partner Trish Roberts, one of the co-owners of Maracino, who's been in consistent form this prep.
Hey, well, maybe we forget Lou Luciani for 1 second. Trish, one moment. This is your baby, isn't it?
It is my baby.
How do you feel right now? You're here today.
I'm here today and it's just fantastic.
How How great is he going?
Well, he's been disappointing in sometimes, but today was just fantastic, yeah.
Well, congratulations, go lead him in.
Thank you.
I had to get a word with Trish because Lou, she wasn't here last time and she was very quickly on the phone to you because this horse means a bit to her.
Yeah, it's her baby from the mare she used to race and sort of had a few issues with. So yeah, she's bred 3 or 4 out of the mare, and this bloke's the oldest and sort of going pretty well.
He had all the form around the Oaks runners today. What were your confidence levels coming to the races?
My biggest concern was the 2200. Even though he ran a placing at a 3-year-old, I think it's a bit different when they get to this sort of company and age group. But and probably he hasn't exactly blitzed him as an odds-on favourite, but he's still got there, and I think he's still a genuine baby. He's a 4 and 5. He's a 5 and 6-year-old as horse before he even wakes up what it's all about. He knows what to do, but he's not capable of doing it yet. That's the biggest thing with him.
On the basis of today's performance, then, do you tick the box as a stayer, or more the fact that with maturity he'll only get stronger and stronger?
I think he'll do both. I think he will stay, and I think he'll get stronger and better and more relaxed, and just generally make it as a racehorse. I think today it was a combination of the horse being right, not a great deal in the company. It's not a big field more than the company. He had the right weight, and he certainly had the right jockey on board for the day. It was a perfect ride, and I mentioned it to Willie a couple of weeks ago that I'm probably an old-timer at this caper, and in my lifetime I thought Treen was the best local rider produced, but I've told Willie he's, in my opinion, the best local rider I've seen.
He's elevated, has he? And why wouldn't he? Has done everything right at the moment. He dropped 5.5 kilos today, Maraschino. Just having a look at him as he came in, he wouldn't have felt any weight on his back. He's a big boy.
No, he's a nice big horse, but he's just going to mature into a big lump of a horse, and I think he'll learn to settle as he does get older.
Congratulations on the opener.
Thank you.
Lou Luciani there. Congratulations to Trish Roberts as well, her baby. And William Pike, he gets the nod of approval from Lou as the best there is. And he'll certainly be thinking that now after he guided Maraschino home to victory.
He certainly is. Couldn't have given that horse a better run today. Willie, what sort of feel does Maraschino give you?
Yeah, I think there's plenty more there. He had one ear sideways, sort of waiting. I wasn't sure if he was going to do it for a bit there, so I had to ride him pretty strong. But I think there's a little bit more there naturally. When we can convince him to run right through the line.
He might be a 4-year-old, but Lou's just explained to him as a big baby, and that probably seems like a fair summation of him too.
Yeah, that's right. I think you're better off not looking at the book and how many starts and things he's had, and just pick him out. He's a raw new horse, and fingers crossed he goes our way and keeps stepping up to the mark.
Now, a new horse that gets a lot more attention is called Western Empire. Have you sat down and sort of worked out how that race is going to pan out for you?
No, not at all. It's a 6-horse, horrible little thing you just don't worry about. I'll worry about it out there.
All right, good luck.
Thanks.
William Pike there. I think that's the best summation of all. Just worry about it when you're out there, because we know Western Empire can over-race at times, especially with just a small field, and we don't know what that pace will be like today. But they're celebrating. They're getting the photo for Maraschino's victory, taking out the opener. And of course, it was Maraschino who finished second behind Temptation. We'll see her later in the day in the feature, the Oaks.
Time we had.
Red lights are on. Set, racing. Major Mambo, first of them to get going with Maracino out well. Sacks on, sacks off is just being able to find his feet early on. He's going to amble up towards Major Mambo shortly after the start. Bella's Idol behind those, then Unreliable. And Kiriul was forced to go back on Freeze Him Off, dropping to the tail end of the field. Out of the straight, it's been a bit muddling in the early stages with 1800 to go. Major Mambo pulling hard in front. Sacks on, sacks off. Going up now, looking for the lead as they work along the Matheson Road side of the course. Maracino for the moment has the run of the race on the outside of Bella's Idol.